Go.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori. Oh, I'm shaking the camera.
I'm Justine.
And this is the Skein Scoop, and we're coming to you from East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
At the Skein Yarn Shop.
Yes.
This is, it's Tuesday, September 27th.
Oh, it's the Triplets' birthday today.
Oh.
Very exciting.
Happy birthday, Triplets.
Happy birthday. They probably, thank God they don't watch this,
Oh, thank
because
God.
at this point, I'm sure they really don't enjoy being called the Triplets.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. They're 21. Oh my gosh. Not only is it their birthday, but they're 21. So these are my nephews and my niece who are 21, and I can't believe they're 21 because it seems like
still, right?
Yesterday that the entire world was at their house taking care of them.
I can't imagine having 3 children at one time.
I know. I
have 3 children.
Wait a
like
second.
At one time, I can't even imagine what that was like to have 3 babies at the same time.
I can imagine it because I was like there to witness it, but I can only imagine it.
At what point did all of you guys stop helping? Like being there all the time?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm sure for Elaine, their mother, it seems like it was way too soon.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, it was, you know, there was a lot going on over there, but they managed it. It's unbelievable.
That's really
I'm sure they thought they would never live to see this day.
Happy birthday, Triplets.
Happy birthday, Jolie, Blake, and Eli. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack.
Has something happened since
a lot has happened.
Has
yes.
there been a life-changing event?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Say what? That thing that we've been talking about I've been talking about it for over 2 years, but since these podcasts started, finally happened. My daughter Sam got married.
And the most beautiful
to Michael.
Day.
My son-in-law, I no longer have to say future son-in-law. I can just say son-in-law.
It was such a beautiful day, and your work was so appreciated by all the people. It was so kind how, you know, there were so many speeches, and everybody, I don't mean it in a bad way, I just mean like there were so many things.
There were too many speeches.
No, every speech was lovely, but every time there was a speech, somebody mentioned how you did such a beautiful job. And that's important to be recognized or for people to realize they appreciated it.
I totally, yes,
Not recognized, but
I mean, it
makes you feel good to know that they all realized that you had worked so hard.
That it was lovely. It was just the most important thing is that the bride and groom were happy, and
it was gorgeous.
Boy, she had a smile on her face the entire night, and that was amazing, and him too.
If you haven't seen, if you go to Skein Yarn Shop's Instagram, there's like highlight bubbles underneath our profile, and there's a highlight bubble that I put all of the stories that I took during the wedding, so you can go back and see it, because I know some people might not have seen it that day.
Justine was so good. She took tons of pictures and videos, and she did a live, and the live was really it was appreciated, I think, most of all by my brother, Harris, who my brother wasn't able to be at the wedding because he had some pretty serious surgery a couple days later, and we couldn't take a chance that he was gonna get sick. So that was hard, but at the same time, I think he loved interacting and seeing it.
He's so cute. I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, can I see the bride? And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you don't want to talk to me?
Wait, Justine looked stunning at the wedding. She really, really looked beautiful.
Rent the runway.
It's the way to go.
I'm doing it again.
You're doing it again for what?
My friend Jen is getting married in January.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Danielle North, for turning me on to Rent the Runway. Yeah. I highly recommend. And if you need a coupon code, just let me know.
You're going to list it down below in the comments.
I'll put my personal links down. Oh my God. It was such a nice day. The food was spectacular. The weather was
There's
gorgeous.
really, I mean, the weather was ridiculous.
It was like picture perfect.
It was, I mean, we did something right in a previous life because the weather was.
No, it was Marlene and her beads.
Oh,
She
that's
took
right.
Full credit for it.
Actually, yes, I think quite a few of the ladies
We're praying for beautiful weather.
There were rosaries being said, which I greatly appreciate. Yeah, the weather was unbelievable. I mean, you know, we could go on and on. At some point, the video will be on a loop in the shop. Alex was the unexpected, I think. I don't know. I mean, the speeches were good, right?
Alex was so cute. She came over to me right before her speech and she said, "Do me a favor, just laugh really loud." And I was like, "Are you nervous?" And she's like, "Uh-huh." And I was like, "Oh."
You couldn't tell that she was nervous, right?
But she was like, I could tell she was nervous. After she said that, she went back to her table and she sat there and she was like rereading on her phone. She's like, "Just laugh extra loud." And our table, we were like, "Got it, Alex. We'll laugh really loud." She was so good.
She didn't even need that.
She was so good.
She was the unexpected star of the evening. She gave a really funny toast to her sister. It started off and you were like, you weren't sure where it was going. But then it just, she really did an amazing job. Lots of laughs and then many tears at the end. Good tears, but.
When my sister got married, Kristen and her husband he was being deployed. He was being sent across the country.
Yeah,
so they went to Washington.
Yeah.
So that night, I remember and I was younger. I wasn't as young as Alex was, but I remember that feeling of being like, I'm losing my sister. Really, like, I know Sam hasn't lived at home, but neither was Kristen at the time. In fact, I wasn't living at home, but it is a strange feeling when your sibling gets married, especially when you're younger and you look up and you're like, wow, I'm all alone and they left me. It's a really weird feeling.
I think I don't, it's interesting hearing your perspective because, you know, I never had anything like that. You know, I don't have an older sister. I do have a sister, you know, I do have sisters-in-law, but it's, you know, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And also Deb wasn't going anywhere. I knew she was going to be around. But for Alex, it was, I mean, and I thought the way she expressed it was great. She was joking, but then one of the funniest parts of the speech was, you know, she was you know, saying her toast directly at them, and she was saying, you know, Michael, you know, it was too soon, like, I wish you know, he wished he could have asked her, you know, to marry him like maybe 2 years later, so she would have had more time with her sister. And so first it was a joke, but then she took that pause and she glared at him in the middle of the speech. It was super funny. So she did a great job.
It was all great.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, you guys don't need to hear every detail of the wedding. But suffice it to say that it was just the culmination of a lot of hard work, but also, you know, for them, just, you know, a long time. They got engaged during COVID. It was a, you know, kind of a long engagement over 2 years, and they had a great time. The band was good, right?
The band was excellent.
There was like a lot of
Take It to the Bridge.
Take It to the Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, takeittothebridgeband.com.
They were
if
really
you need
excellent.
A wedding band in New England.
Excellent.
I would recommend them. So anyway, maybe Justine will post some other pictures, or, you know, like she said, you can go to Instagram
because
if you want to see us all dressed up.
If I add pictures, do you know what it does? It takes forever to upload the video.
Oh, so yeah, maybe not.
Just kidding. I could put one picture of me. Guess what happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
Harrison got to pick up his instrument.
Oh.
So if you don't know, I used to be a music teacher. I was a music teacher for 15 years. I taught beginning band, and my son is in 5th grade, and he full on was like refusing to play an instrument, and I'm fairly certain
He was refusing.
Refusing. So I had a talk with him, and I basically said, I've never in your life forced you to do something, but I'm forcing you to do this.
But today's the day.
I think you'll regret it because I know you'll be good at it.
Yeah.
And you can do all the sports you want to do. You can do all the extracurricular things that you want to do. But if you've never been in a band and you don't get that opportunity, it only comes around one time. And this is it. This is your time. And if you don't do it, I think you'll regret it. So I cried. And then I said, I really,
You cried?
Mm-hmm, I totally did. Because it really was affecting me because he was full on intentionally not going to do it because he knew I wanted him to. Because he's that stubborn. I don't know where he gets his stubbornness from.
Yeah. Not sure.
I'm not sure where he gets that from. Anyway, last night we went and picked up, or yesterday afternoon we went and picked up his instrument. He's playing percussion, which I think he'll be really good at.
It's more than one instrument, isn't it?
Yeah. So they start on a bell kit, like a xylophone, and then they play on a practice pad. So you don't get the actual snare drum at home, which I appreciated. Because the instrument kits that we used to give out, the kids would get a snare drum and a xylophone kit, and it was torturous. Oh. So, but yeah, eventually if he continues to play, he'll play other, percussion is huge because he'll be able to play all the things, and it's really fun.
One of the triplets did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so all of the triplets play musical instruments, and I have to stop calling them that.
That's okay.
Thank God they don't watch us. Blake did percussion.
You know what's really funny is the middle school band director, when I was in middle school, he was my student teacher.
And his name, tell me again?
Mr. Levesque.
He's amazing.
He's incredible.
Because my kids went through the schools that her kids are going
through.
He's
a percussionist, and he learned from the teacher that made me want to be a music teacher. Mr. Stabile was his teacher, and it makes me really excited for the possibility that Harrison will continue in that. And he was so cute about it last night. He was because she sent me the pictures, and they were so really excited.
Can I just
say
Charlotte's
though, giant belly.
The best picture.
I'll just show it to you.
Yeah, the best picture is Charlotte with her belly. Alex and I were dying.
So there's Harrison playing his drums, but there's my daughter Charlotte and her huge belly hanging out. And you know what? She ate so much last night. She looked as if she could, like, if I touched her, she would pop. And one last thing. My mother-in-law was here while we were away because we went to Vegas. My mother-in-law was here for the week.
Yes.
So yesterday we're in Dave's at the grocery store, and I said to Ben, oh, I'm going to get some broccoli because Mimi told me that you ate so much broccoli. And he goes as loud as he could in the middle of the grocery store, Mom, you know you won't be able to make it as good as Mimi. Don't even try. And then I was like, okay. So I texted my mother-in-law and I'm like, when you get a minute, can you tell me how you made the broccoli? Because Ben told me that I'm not going to be able to do it as good as you. She calls me in hysterics. I said, what? She goes, I literally just steamed it. I didn't even put anything on it. No butter, no salt, anything. It was just steamed broccoli.
Oh my gosh, that is like, so funny. Okay. So maybe throw some butter and salt on there. Oh my God. Imagine.
My kids, man. 3 of them, but not at the same time.
Not at the same time. And those 3 kids, they turned out great, I have to say. Your 3 kids are going to turn out great as well. They're already great.
God willing.
They're hilarious.
Oh, you want to talk about some knitting in this knitting podcast?
Yes! That would be such a great idea.
Well, I finished a thing.
You did. And you're wearing it.
I'm wearing it.
And it's so beautiful.
This is my Alpenglow by Andrea Mallory.
Look at it! Look at it. Look at you pulling up your pants because you lost weight or something.
That's good, right?
Not that it matters, I mean.
So this is
it's
my
stunning.
So the thing I'll say that I really do, I'm not in love with the colors that I chose. It's just not, I wish that the base of the color was
one of these
gray. Colors? No, I wish the whole thing was hot pink, really.
Yeah.
But it's not. So I think I like it a little bit.
I
love the fit so much. It's this yarn. Okay, so let's talk about the yarn.
Let's talk about it.
The purple and the teal are Renew by Hiroko, which is a recycled yarn. And and it's got a ton of things in it, cashmere and wool and nylon.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really soft. I mean, it is so soft, and the drape on it, when I washed it and blocked it, it's so
perfect.
drapey. Like, it's really good. It's not, it felt a little firm when I was knitting it, but it's
really,
it's not firm in a bad way. It just, I kind of was worried that it was going to be like,
oh,
did you get that sound? Like a snort?
That was like a reverse snort.
I'm very talented with my sounds. So that's the purple and the blue. The fuzzy parts are Cashmere Dreams by Lang.
Yeah.
And then my color work is a Zauberball, the Stark 6 Zauberball, so sport weight. And I was a little worried about that too, because actually the Renew is a DK weight yarn and you're supposed to use sport, but I don't think that there's like a huge difference in the color work versus, it doesn't feel
it
tight.
Looks perfect.
It's pretty good. And no, I didn't catch a float, because I don't do that. No floats are caught in the making of this sweater.
Is that like no animals were hurt in the making of this film?
I'm really happy with the sleeve length, I will tell you. You know, sometimes I get really like, oof, I followed this pattern to
the letter.
I didn't change a thing.
And it looks amazing. I think it's fantastic.
You know,
it's you with the colors. That's the
no.
issue. You were excited when you were picking them out.
I know. I wish I don't know. I'm gonna wear it to Rhinebeck, so you'll see it in person. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know.
Not literally grow on you, but yes.
It is like not hot.
You're going to get so many compliments at Rhinebeck.
Let's see, what did I want to talk about? I did the sleeves on 12-inch circular needles, which I was telling Lori, like, so the body of the sweater, once you get through the yoke, is not color work, it's mosaic, so you're slipping the whole way. And I was a little nervous about doing color work on the sleeve, and it took me a little while to kind of get in the groove, because the 12-inch needle is so much smaller. So it does kind of tighten up your hands a little bit. So I felt like a little,
but you got used to it.
I got used to it, and I think by the time I started the second sleeve, I did the second sleeve in a day.
I think that's what I am going to do on my Tecumseh.
I did, I'm
going to use 12-inch.
I did go down a needle size, and I did the cuff in Magic Loop, and then I bound off using a like every other. I do this a lot in my socks too. So you knit, if it's a knit 2 purl 2, I knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and then pass those 2 over, and then purl 1, and then pass that over, and then yarn over, purl 1. So in between the first and the second of the knits and the purls, I do a yarn over in between them, and that just kind of gives it a little extra fabric. So it's not.
They look amazing.
Yeah, it makes me really happy. But a lot of people ask how I bind off, because it's never tight. And I've done corrugated ribbing actually on a I did it on a stocking once, but it was knit 1 purl 1. So I think this looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that.
I love it.
It is really drapier than I expected. When I was knitting it, I was worried. It definitely like bloomed a bit.
Okay.
Which was great.
Yeah. Well, I think the result is perfect and stunning.
Well, thanks.
So,
yeah, that's my Rhinebeck sweater, but I cast on one last night that I'm gonna try to finish for Rhinebeck too.
Good for you.
Why bother finishing one of the sweaters that's already started?
Right. No, you had to cast on a new one. Yeah.
It's a sickness. You want to talk about this lady over here on Sally?
Yes.
One of our new yarns that came in, also from Hiroko. Right? Or is it Lang?
Isn't it beautiful? It is Lang, and it's called Enya. And look at this beautiful easy eyelet yoke sweater by Knititude.
who was really excited that we had a sample in the shop. Did you see that? On
I did.
Instagram?
I did see that. She's lovely. If you don't follow her, you should follow her on Instagram and buy all of her patterns.
Listen, I've said this before, but this pattern is the best first sweater pattern. If you've never done a sweater, this is like the best one because nothing complicated. It's a round yoke, and it's super straightforward. This was knit by Judy Olson, and it's out of Enya, which is an alpaca nylon blend. Wouldn't it be so good in this?
Yes. And this is like a chainette construction, right?
Yeah, it's like blown, the alpaca fibers are blown through the chain.
I would love to see that done.
I want to go and watch all these things be made. Do you ever watch those? Never mind. Tangent.
What?
I was gonna say, did you ever watch those like on Mr. Rogers when they would go to the factory?
Yes.
And tour?
Are you kidding
I
me?
love those things.
Those are the best.
Super exciting. We have 12 colors of the Enya. It's so, if you struggle with mohair, this would be a good alternative for you. Gives you that fuzzy look. This would be really good in a love note.
You think?
Yeah.
But it's worsted weight.
Whatever, go down a size.
whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
So
Do what you want.
that's when I know you can do what you want. I'm not confident in that regard, and I think a lot of people are not confident in that regard. But guess what? Another tangent. I am taking at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm taking a lot of great classes, which I can talk about maybe
Not
next
at
time.
Rhinebeck.
I'm sorry, at Vogue Knitting, but I'm actually get ready to be totally.
I'm already jealous. I want to talk about it.
I'm talking.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It was me.
Oh my gosh, it sounded like radio static.
Oh.
I was like, what is happening? At Vogue Knitting Live, which is in February in New York City, I am taking a class with Hoki Locatelli about sweater fit. I'm so excited. But I wasn't even going to talk about that. I was going to talk about the fact that I'm taking another class with Mina Phillip, the knitting expat, called something about hacking sweater patterns.
Oh, does Jen know that?
She does now. In fact, I totally meant to text her about it because she's one of Jen's favorites.
Yeah, she's one.
And
Jen is. Yes.
yes, she is one of Jen's favorites,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really, really excited about that because I am not as confident as you are or as some other people about changing patterns.
It just takes a little math sometimes.
There are those that believe that you shouldn't do that, but
I am not one of those people.
you are definitely not one of them.
You find the yarn, you can make any pattern work for it.
I'm really excited
Definitely.
for the class. So,
Well, let's talk about this later.
okay.
You want to talk about some whips?
Yes.
We have so many
Let's
things.
talk about some WIPS.
Okay.
And just so I think most people know what this is. This is Angie's
Lava Lake.
This is Angie's Lava Lake.
It's the Lava Lake by Stephen West in mostly junkyarn.
Yes, and I love it. And it's
really good.
I love it. Super cozy. Okay, so I will talk about just very briefly.
Talk about your Rhinebeck sweater.
Let's talk about my Rhinebeck sweater, which is a little bit of a mess in terms of the, I had some yarn vomit from the inside of the,
Was it because
of
your
the
yarn
ball.
was not in your big sully because you were at the concert, right?
No, it actually wasn't. Well, so that is the reason why my yarn was not in my big sully, because it was up until that point. But I went to a humongous music festival this past weekend for Kevin's birthday.
Was Brandy there?
Brandy was there.
Shocking.
And in fact, wait, let's look at this. I almost wore this. But, so this is my merch. This is my Brandy sweatshirt that I got when I went away to see Brandy that week in
Florida.
in February. No, in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so that was 4 days of Brandy. and it was amazing. And I'm just going to let you know, a lot of people commented on that sweatshirt in a positive way at the music festival. They were all jealous that I had
I
that.
just want you to know that all the people that were at the concert to see Brandy really liked my Brandy sweatshirt.
Well, there were a lot of people there to see Brandy. I'm just letting you know.
I know. Was Sam and Michael's first dance was to a Brandy song, yeah?
It sure was.
You know who
No pressure.
You know
No
who,
pressure
you know
from
who
us.
turned around and said to me, "This is Brandy's song."
Who
Michael
did?
McAckney.
But he was joking.
No.
Oh.
He knew.
I mean, he knew?
Yeah. He was like, "This is Brandy's song." He knew.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
If you want to know what they danced to, it was The Story by Brandy Carlisle. That was their first dance.
They were cute.
Just thought I'd let you know. No. So it wasn't because it wasn't in my big Sully. It's because I pulled from the middle.
Oh, no.
Yarn vomit. I know. But we're getting things that they're not going to guard against yarn vomit, but the people who pull from the middle are going to love them. The yarn cozies.
Yeah.
So just to show you, I know you've seen it a lot. But I have made a lot of progress.
It's so good, Lori.
And so I'll just show you that. I'm almost done with the color work on the body. That is happening today, and then I can knit, and this bad boy is going to be done.
That last section of color work that you're on, after that, you go to, hold on, bring that back over.
Oh,
We're not done talking about that.
All
After
right.
you get to the bottom under the white,
I'm like getting it out of here.
After you do another green section, and then is there ribbing?
Yes.
Okay. Last time we were together, we were talking about this bunching that was happening here because you decided to catch your floats.
Yes.
So remember what we did?
Yeah.
Was we put it on.
I'm trying to think. We didn't do
the whole thing. We didn't do the whole thing. And we wet locked a section of it.
Yes.
And as I predicted.
Well, you know what? It pretty much took care of it, but I feel like on the camera it kind of still looks puckered, but in real life it looks better.
It's going to be just fine. We did a section of it, and it was just like a quick section to see.
Yes, we did.
And it definitely flattened, so I'm not concerned.
I'm not concerned because what?
It was right here.
Yeah, I'm not concerned because I'm not concerned, and I really just don't care because it's going to be good. It's going to look very, very nice.
That's the Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter.
That's right. Boil and Knit Works.
Okay.
And what are you working on?
Well, so I went into a little bit of a sock. I'm going to do a little sock parade, okay? Because I kind of went a little nuts on socks. So
do it.
Kemper from Junkyarn created, I'm not sure if it's her first pattern. I don't know if it's her first pattern.
I don't think it's her first pattern.
But it's a pattern for socks called Groovy Tubes. So I'm test knitting it for her, and I'm almost done with this, getting ready to do the color work on the foot. So this is all yarn by Kemper. So this is Amalia, which is my favorite junk yarn color. That's the hot pink. The blue, the dark blue is Amy, I think, or Sam.
I feel like it could be Sam.
And then the greenish teal color, it's not green. The aqua color is Malibu Barbie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have these cute little groovy swirls at the toe, and then a hot Amalia toe. And yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on this.
They're so
color work is cute. I've never done a color work sock before.
Really?
Guess what? Didn't
No
catch
floats.
my floats. So, but of course, you guys, I'm just like, I can't stop myself with the things. So,
did you cast on another sock?
Sure. Well, hold on. So I got this yarn cranked from into a tube from Knit Picks. This is a Knit Picks Felici colorway, and it's 2 50-gram things that get cranked into little tubes. So Owen saw it, and so this is the first sock I did the other day. This is for Owen.
Gosh. So you cut everything in, right?
Yeah, I did the cuff and the toe and the heel, also in a Knit Picks color. It's called Stroll. I just really love I love the feel of this yarn, and it's like, it's really inexpensive. And this was when I was teaching a tube class. I sent a bunch of yarns to get cranked because I wanted to have extras in case I messed up. So yeah, it kind of reminds me, like, this is like such a retro, it reminds me of a blanket or a comforter that my Nana had at our house in New Hampshire. So, and they fit Owen perfectly. So he's excited about that. And then let's see what else. Oh, I started a pair of Journey socks because, you know, I had done a pair of Journey socks.
What color is that? What is that?
It's seismic yarn. Shannon gave it to me. So I had done a pair of Journey socks, and I knit almost the whole thing. And when I put it on my foot, it was too tight. And I was like, what the heck did I do wrong? And then I realized that the pattern was supposed to be knit on a 1.5, and I was using a 1. And I think that my socks, like of my favorite socks, I think the 1.5s are my favorite. I don't know why I don't knit all my socks on a 1.5, but I wanted to show you this because I'm at the part where I'm about to start connecting it. So Journey socks is a pattern. I can't remember the name of the designer, but I'm going to put it below. But you start off with the heel flap. The construction is so fun and interesting. You start off with the heel flap, and then you do the heel turn, and then you knit flat for a little while, so the whole thing is flat.
That's so cool.
And then
I really do want to do them.
And then you increase on both sides, and then the next step is going to be connecting them.
Yeah, and they're no-show socks.
So like this,
right?
So my foot goes in here, my ankle is here, and then my foot comes out this way.
Are they no-show socks? Or
yeah, they're no-show, and they have like,
which is kind of sad because they're gorgeous.
The way they have you start, it's like perfect for, it's like so smart. It's just so smart in order to get it to like stay on the back of your heel.
Right. It doesn't slide down.
So I'm excited. I just decided
starting a pair of these.
I just decided on a whim that I wanted to try it now that I remembered. Once I had stopped and realized I should have done on a 1.5, I ripped it out and then I started again. And then
I'm gonna start a pair of those.
My husband and I went to Vegas, and this was my treat to myself. Never been on a plane by myself. I flew home, which was really great.
Right.
But not having to go on an airplane with children or be in an airport or a hotel or on vacation with children was so fun. I mean,
oh yeah,
it was just great. So I knit for the entirety of both flights on the way there and on the way home. I knit so much. So this is my freckled.
This is freckled whimsy.
This is freckled whimsy. This was my treat to myself. So this is freckled whimsy in the colorway Grand Romantic, which unfortunately we are sold out of. But we have plenty of other freckled whimsy yarns. Right there.
Yeah. You show. I'm gonna go get some.
So this one was one of the sock sets, and I started with it's funny, all of my socks, literally every single one of them is in a different method. Afterthought, toe up, cuff down, shorty, they're all different. So I'm using two 24-inch needles and knitting this as a pure toe up Afterthought heel. I could have put my heel in already, but I was on the plane and I just decided I didn't want to. You know, it was really weird. I think I told you this. There was a lady that was sitting in the aisle, like diagonally in front of me, and I was knitting on this sock. And because it's a test, I wanted to make sure I was doing what Kemper had said on the pattern. So I was knitting and knitting and knitting, and then I thought, oh, I should probably look at my phone to make sure that, you know, I'm whatever. She had turned in her seat and was staring at me the whole time I was knitting, which was really a lot. And maybe she knew who I was. Maybe she watches the podcast.
I'm sure
no,
that's what
she didn't. She was just waiting for me to like make a mistake or have to look at my pattern. So when I finally looked at my pattern, she goes, "Huh, I knew you weren't doing it from your memory." I was like, rude. I literally was like, huh, rude.
So rude.
I can knit all of these socks.
Wait, just minor
tangent.
Yeah. Let's talk about my family with you at the wedding.
Oh my God. Hold on, let's show these and then we can tell the people.
All right. Freckled Whimsy, we just thought we'd show you a few.
I bought that.
Because they're gorgeous. This is...
Now, Neville is Brave.
Neville is Brave, yes. Okay.
Martha was like, how did they come up with these names? It was so cute.
This is a set. Can't Hurry Love. Gorgeous.
We had that before and it sold out really fast.
Yep. This is Heart of Gold.
Ooh.
Interesting. No gold in there. Party Like a Flock Star. Another sock set is Upsa Daisy. This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
We have such different taste.
We do.
I love that one.
This is, I happen to love this too, Little Nova. This sold out in a couple of days when we got it last time.
I love that gold.
And then this is The Perfect Tree. Another gorgeous one. So, just to give you an idea. So, let's talk about your celebrity status at the wedding, because I can't. So, wait, let me just back up for a second, because, you know, people started coming in for the wedding a few days ahead of time. Ooh. Oh, come on. I know what that was. Yep. Don't say anything, because it's just going to make me sad. My relatives started arriving, and literally the first words out of their mouths were, "Where's Justine?" I want to meet Justine. So there was a lot of that going on. So Justine has star status in my family.
We didn't even get out of the parking lot of the place, and your
Uncle Mark.
Hi, I'm Uncle Mark. It's nice to meet you. I love you. Okay, cool. I watch all the podcasts. I watch the lives, but I don't want to embarrass Lori and say hi. It's Uncle Mark, because she'll think I'm weird.
I would never think.
I said
he is weird.
I said I would love that. You should say hi
for other reasons.
Podcast.
Just kidding, Uncle Mark. My brother is obsessed with you.
We're walking through. So Michael is just like, okay, yeah, like we've heard it already, you know. So we're walking through at one point, and I'm taking pictures, and your Aunt Linda stops me and like drags me over, and it was like a table full of my biggest fans, just like
her
were
sisters, right?
Lovely. Yeah, they were lovely. So they all were just like gushing.
Those are my mother's sisters.
And Michael is like this.
Yeah.
Making her heads too big.
Yeah. Could you please not?
I couldn't get desserts without people asking me. I mean, I was signing autographs. Not really.
You might as well have been.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so
really,
that was
really
funny. All right, back to knitting.
Okay.
All right, so I actually have more than one whip.
I'm excited for you.
Even though I shouldn't, because I should only be working on that sweater.
That's okay. Now you can choose to put that aside for a second and only focus on that. But you got the bug of like casting on something.
I did. Well, one is a continuation from last winter, and which is good because
you keep it in your car?
I do now. This is my Musselburgh.
Musselburgh.
Musselburgh?
You could just say Musselburgh.
I'm saying Musselburgh because that's
this
what
is by Isolde Teague.
Yes.
It's in Hedgehog fibers.
It's a hat. But many of you probably know this pattern. Many of you have made several of these.
Judy Zabo is making a stripy one, and half of it is going to be striped and the other half is going to be solid. So it's reversible. I love it. I don't know where she got that idea from. But she's going to be able to make two.
That's awesome. Oh, that's true. She can make two. I just made a rhyme in no time.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's the color Villain.
Yes.
And it was the color that when we saw it in the skein, we were like, that's got to be knit up into something. That would be really.
I love it so much. Unfortunately, we don't have any more, but
a Villain. We have lots of
tons of Hedgehog, and
I love that pattern for so many reasons, but not the least of which is that you can use any weight yarn.
That's
from
right.
fingering weight to bulky. It gives you. It's a chart. It's lovely. I love a chart. It's
super
really
easy to follow.
And then once you get to like the straight knitting, once you're done with the increases, you just knit, which gets kind of boring. You need to put a progress keeper on so that you
did. There is one.
Now you have to move it.
Well, I just put it on last
Oh,
night,
great.
so
This
I
is so
figured-
good. It's good to have. Perfect. You gotta just keep going, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's beautiful.
So, that's that. What else?
I have one
other
more-
than your millions of socks, what else do you have?
I cast on a thing last night. So we have a really wonderful customer named Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
And Laura and I FaceTime shop. And we got in new yarns from Dream in Color. It's their lamb and goat. So it's a fingering weight yarn. I didn't grab any of it.
I'm gonna.
It's a fingering weight yarn. They're 50-gram skeins, and they are...
I'm just gonna grab all the fall colors.
Great. They are so soft. It's so soft. It's absurd. So we got 25 colors of the lamb and kid, or the lamb and goat. So it's 90-10, right? 90% New Zealand wool, 10% cashmere, 50 grams, 190 yards. So I was talking with Laura about it because I told her that we were getting this, and she said, oh, what are you going to make? And I said, I just can't decide. And she calls me and she goes, I know what we have to do. And I was like, what? She's like, we have to make the quill tee by Tiff Nealon. And I pretty much love everything Tiff Nealon does. So,
but the real question is it nylon or is it nylon? That's what I want to know.
is it not Nealon?
I don't know. That's what I wonder.
Isn't it Neilan? Or is it Nilan?
So I don't know.
Oh.
I just don't know.
Well, Tiff and no, I think it's Nealon. Anyway,
Okay.
I cast on once I finished this and then I blocked it. Ben helped me give this a bath. Ooh. Ben helped me give this a bath, and then we pinned it out, and then I was like, oh, after we finish all our errands and after baseball, Mommy is casting on the quill tee by Tiff Nealon. So I decided, in looking at the patterns on Ravelry, I decided that I wanted to go with a light base and a contrast color that was gonna pop, but that was very me.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really wanted, I've been wanting a cream sweater. So, and every picture in the project pages that I looked at, every time I saw one that was the base of oats, I was like, that's the one, that's what I want. So this is my very beginning stages of my quill tee. So it's got a nice twisted rib, which I hate doing, but it's
But it
beautiful.
looks so good.
Short rows in the back. And then I just started on my color work, and then it was 11:30, so I had to go to bed. But these are my colors.
So you.
Bone is my cream color, and I can't remember the name of the purple. Hold on.
Is it Moral?
It is Barberry.
Okay. This is not correct. Or is it?
Some of them we just don't
Yeah,
know.
I know.
So I'm really excited about it. It is so dreamy. It is so dreamy. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to put this down. I'll tell you that. It is so soft.
What did I say I wanted to make in this and you looked at me like I was nuts?
Oh, the half and half wrap.
Oh,
the
yeah.
triangle wrap.
Yeah.
I was like, crazy person.
Yeah.
So boring.
All right, we're going to talk about that later. We
All
have a
right.
major disagree. We disagree. We're just going to agree to disagree. And oh, by the way,
Oh my gosh.
we also got Billy Kid Silk from Dream in Color, which is 70% kid mohair, 30% silk, 25 grams, 225 yards.
When you're searching for a project
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're on Ravelry and you're looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
how,
Look at my dimples in my...
oh stop. How,
Let's do that so we don't
People-
see the dimples.
people will come into the store, right? And they'll
Yes.
say, I think I want to make a specific pattern, right? And then I'll say, well, what colors or what are you thinking? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I always go into the projects that other people have done. Do you not do that? Is that not normal?
Are you saying when you're picking a project on Ravelry? I always look at the project.
So if I'm doing,
I didn't
like for this, right?
I think some people don't know you can do that.
I think that Ravelry is there's so much and there's so many different ways to search for things, and some people get really overwhelmed and they just can't.
Yeah.
I just like in picking colors for this, I was really overwhelmed. I kept going back and forth like, oh, do I be crazy and do like this for mine? Because that would be crazy. But then I'd end up like this and be like, oh, like, it was hot pink, you know?
No.
I mean, this is not the aesthetic of hot pink. You know what I mean? It's not like whatever.
No, but you did a light color.
Yeah, I've been really wanting a cream colored sweater. But if it wasn't for me looking through the projects and being like, because I really also like the navy blue one that in the pattern Tiff is wearing, a navy blue with a white, and I'm like, I could just do that. But then it's like every other sweater that I like and own already is navy blue. I have too many navy blue sweaters, so why am I not just doing a white?
But you don't wear them that often.
My Veneto sweater is my most favorite,
right?
And it's navy blue and pink. So I'm like, why am I doing the same exact thing? That's when I was picking out for this. Why would I do a navy with a pink when I really just want a white? So where we go?
Yeah, I think that I don't necessarily. I certainly don't go into a project knowing what color I want it to be. I think that's one of the things that I use the projects for.
Yeah.
You know, so when I go and look at a pattern, you know, one of the things I'm looking at is how many people have made this. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, and then that's like what we did with the Tecumseh, right?
Right.
So many people made it in the exact sort of colors that it was initially made in.
Right.
Which is great. And I sometimes do that too.
Right. Absolutely. Because it could be that those colors drew you to the project.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes it's the color, sometimes it's the pattern. It's one or the other. Sometimes, or I shouldn't say that, it's not one or the other. Sometimes it's both.
Yeah.
But then, particularly if it's something that many people have made, you go through those project pages and you can see, you know, oh, I really like it with a dark main color. And
somebody had come in and wanted to make a cardigan. She was so funny. She's like, I want to make a cardigan. And I was like, okay. She goes, you know, like with color work and kind of like old fashioned-y. And I was like, oh, you want to make the throwback cardigan by Andrea Mowry? Then I pulled it up and then I said, oh, what kind of yarn do you want to use? And she liked Hiroroko's vintage. So I typed in vintage and this pattern pops up in a colors and she goes, that's what I want. So we picked out identical colors. I mean, that's lucky.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, awesome. Anyway, I'm really excited, and I just started last night, and I can't wait to.
You'll finish. You'll finish.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. It's on. Oh, this is weird. It has you start the neck on a 5, then do the increases for the or not the increase. Yeah, do the short rows on a 6. And then it wanted me to go up in my color work to an 8. I did not. I went to a 7.
Okay. Interesting.
I went into Ravelry and I looked at other people's projects and I checked on other things. And one lady was like, that seemed nuts. So I went to a 7. I was like, got it.
Seems nuts.
The fact that lady also said it made me be like, okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, those, you know, having
5, 6, and 8. Does that seem weird?
And does she explain it in the pattern? Because lots of times, no. Interesting. Could just be her gauge, the yarn she used.
Maybe.
Anyway, so just one more note about oh, Kevin Land, sorry, can't talk. I know what he's calling to talk about. So my husband is out in Seattle starting a new job, and his truck is here.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
So it's a truck that he's been waiting for over 2 years.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so I know that's what he's calling to talk about. And guess what? Ain't got time for that.
Don't care. Another thing you wanted to mention, you said.
About the lamb and goat is other things, because it's a brand new yarn. But it is yummy. We're gonna be making lots of stuff out of this. Our Teddy's, is it Teddy's Knit Garden? I just wanted to suggest other patterns. I'm just gonna look it up on Instagram really quick because I follow her.
We don't got time for that.
What?
The shop's gonna open in 10 minutes.
No. Give me a second. Just give me a second. It's Teddy, Teti. Oh, here it is. Yes, I was right. And Justine will list it. Teddy's Knit Garden. Any of her patterns. What?
Like, I'm gonna forget.
You're gonna forget?
Yeah.
I'll remind you.
Okay.
It's Tetis Knit Garden. We got time. We got 10 minutes.
I'm gonna lock the door because they're gonna come in.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, okay. we're locking people out. So, any of her patterns, this yarn looks great in. So I just thought I'd mention that.
All right, show your last whip.
Oh yes. And then, oh, do we want to mention about the summer tea along really quickly? We're kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna own it.
Finish your whip,
I'm just
and
owning.
then we'll.
Oh wait, that's not the right bag. Hold on. So my other whip that I've done quite a bit on is, this is the, I think it's pronounced Malou sweater by Hiroko design team. And it's just a basic raglan, bottom up, which
it's so
I don't
cute.
do that much of, but this is for Alex and she is super excited about it. And this is done in Barocco Wizard, which is a yarn that we've talked about a lot because we're in love with it.
It is another chainette. It's 85% extra fine merino superwash and 15% nylon. We've got quite a bit of it in the store, but it's also...
We're doing all kinds of things with it.
Yeah, so
because we love it.
So now that we talked about that, we can talk about this. So this is our friend Bonnie finished this blanket. It's the Benty Blanket, also by Hiroko Knit Designs.
So good.
It is 8 skeins of Wizard. You hold 2, and it's like a Fern Lake
stitch
style.
Yeah.
You hold 2 balls of the same color going throughout the whole thing. And it's so squishy and light and airy and gorgeous and warm. And so we have that blanket. So, all right, so let's talk about our alongs, right?
Yeah.
We finished up our summer tea along a while ago.
Yes.
And so today on Instagram, and Facebook, I'll post the winners. So we're pulling a winner from the chatter thread and a winner from the finished object threads, and those people will be posted today. So thank you for those that participated. I think there were like 144 finished projects.
Amazing.
Or posts. So that's awesome. And now we're gonna do a blanket along. So
that's right. I'm totally making this blanket. I can't wait to cast it on.
Yeah, so this takes 8 skeins. You can start now. We'll do the same thing. We'll have a blanket along post in Ravelry. Use the hashtag blanket along. And
you don't have to you do not have to make this blanket.
Nope,
it can be
any blanket that you want. Not a baby blanket, or you don't care? Not a baby blanket.
Not a baby blanket. No. Like a bigger blanket. Like a,
yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think a baby, because the 2 skeins of the baby blossom chunky to make a,
right.
I don't think that's,
no.
that doesn't
Come
count.
on, people.
Come on.
Step up your game.
It could be, there's so many blankets online, but I happen to think that this one is really beautiful. And Hiroko has another yarn that people have used this for, the Remix Chunky. And you can do a similar pattern, a similar thing, but style to this, but less colors. If you want something more, I mean like less.
Well, it's not variegated like this,
that's
right?
Thanks, my words weren't coming.
Right, but you can fade it.
Totally, and yeah. In fact, somebody was gonna do that out of vintage too.
Yep.
So we're gonna start that. So look for all of those posts coming up today on
if you're not a member
Instagram.
of our if you're not a member of our group on Ravelry, please become a member.
And if you don't know, underneath this video, there's like a little triangle down, and if you hit it, the description box will come up, and all these projects that we talk about, all the yarns that we talk about, are all linked below, and that just is there for you. So please, you know, if you have questions, you can go and see that. So that's the summer tea along is done. Thank you for everybody that participated, and I'll post those winners today. The blanket along starts now. It's like kind of a, we don't have like steadfast dates and stuff. We just want to have things to do together. So
That's right.
that's that.
That's right. That's just the way we roll. We don't like a lot of rules. We have a few.
We have quite a few people that are doing the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, which starts October 6th.
Yes.
So if you are still interested and you haven't gotten a kit or gotten anything for it, you can call us and we'll be happy to help you put something together.
Who's going to Rhinebeck? We are.
I can't wait to eat all the food. That's what people say is so good. I'm gonna eat everything. No judgment.
We're just going to have a good time.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of advice from people who've already been on how to not be overwhelmed. I'm probably gonna still be overwhelmed, but that's okay.
I'm not even, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about it. I've been once. I mean, it's big. You have plenty of time to see things.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably get a bunch of bags.
Well,
I love bags.
yeah, there's that. I mean, there's just so much there. And we're not only going to New York State Sheep and Wool, but we will also be at Cakepalooza and Wool and Folk.
Gotta go see my girl Kemper and Wool and Folk.
That's right. That's right. We can't wait. We even, who knows, we might be helping her out if she needs help. So look for us there. We'll definitely podcast before we go.
Oh, totally.
So
yeah. Now that, you know, things are sort of settling.
Yes.
The kids are back to school.
The wedding is over.
The wedding is over. Your house is empty practically all the time.
My house is, well, yes and no. Alex has been back.
Dogs.
Yeah, the 2 dogs are there. Only one of them is mine. And yeah, we're gonna settle. We're already starting to think about holiday stuff.
Speaking of holiday stuff, we got a box of goodies from Ireland. We sure did. We got a really cool gift idea for you. We have
something to think about.
A limited quantity.
That's right.
Of
puzzles.
Hedgehog fibers puzzles. This is Hedgehog yarn. There's 2 kinds. They're 1,000-piece puzzles. They are either the Skein version, which is what Lori's holding up right there.
That's right. They named it after us.
I know.
How awesome is that?
Huh. We should trademarked it. Skein trademark.
That's right.
Or the speckle version. I can't decide.
They're gorgeous.
I like more. I can't decide. I love them.
These are such great. I mean, this is the perfect gift.
Yeah, awesome.
Are they $35?
$35.
Yeah.
1,000-piece puzzle. Yeah, we're excited about those. We have limited quantities
when they're gone,
of those. When they're gone, we can't get any more. Well, we could, but we're not going to.
Probably not.
They're gift things. And then one last thing.
Oh wait, we gotta show these.
We have been working with Emma's Yarn from Florida. Emma, I don't know, she put together kits for the Golden Coast Shawl by Cali Monster. So this is the shawl.
It's really gorgeous. I really want one.
She put together kits for us, and the kits come with 2 fingering weight skeins and 1 of her marvelous mohair skeins.
Plus the
lip balm. So we've got the kits. Sorry, they're in the plastic, but I don't want to take them out.
Yeah, the lip balm is Little Bee Lip Balm.
So
by Love and Leche. I'm sure a lot of you are.
Ooh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so one of these is for Lily. So this is like a forest green, and then there's a gray. It's stunning. And then there's
that color is called Yarn Husband, the one in the middle.
Oh, how funny.
Huh, I love that.
Yeah, so the kits have names. This one is called Big Sur. You can go on our website and see all the different
We got new
colors
ones that came in literally this morning, so some of them aren't on there yet, but we'll put them up stat. Okay?
No, these are all on there. These are all on the website.
That new color? We never had
Oh
that
no,
one before.
you're right. Just that one I think
Oh,
is
really?
the only one. Yeah, this is called Beverly Hills. Gorgeous.
I don't recognize that one. Is that one new too? Right there.
No, we had this one.
Oh.
Point Loma. Yep, had that one, sold it. These were sold out of the box. San Francisco. Gorgeous. If you like a bright one.
I like this one too. This one's Monterey.
Oh yeah. That's good. And then this is pretty neutral. This one is so much better in person, I think, than it is in the picture. Oof. Right?
Nice.
And again, they all come with a Love and Leche lip balm. I love that. And I Leche that.
I want to buy the kit just for lip balm. Just kidding.
All right.
So all the things will be posted underneath. All the winners, I'll post them under here too. Thank you for everybody who participated. There might be stuff that we didn't get to chat about. We didn't get to really talk about our cast on dreams. But
I am doing a half and half triangles wrap.
it wasn't, well, it was about the pattern. The pattern to me is just like,
This is from Purl Soho. It's pretty
newscast.
popular. I can understand that. No, it's not.
like a million yards.
It is a lot of yardage. First of all, there are 2 sizes, so I think the smaller one, not too crazy. Look it up. You'll see pictures of it. Hopefully I will have cast it on by the next podcast, but I have to finish. That's not nice.
It's just so boring. I don't mean about that. I just mean like for
I
me,
understand.
the
No,
knitting, like
I know, but for me, sometimes sometimes I can get past the boredom. That was Kenny, I think. I can get past the boredom because the result is just so good.
yeah.
And so it is just a lot of garter. However,
No, it's stockinette, isn't it?
no, it's garter.
Oh.
It's miles and miles of garter. It's miles of garter stitch.
Did you get the new
And
update for your phone?
short rows. Did I do the update? I don't think so. Why? Is
It
it
just
okay?
messed up so many things.
I hate that.
I hate it too.
And short rows, I think, and the short rows are wrap and turns. And so here's the thing, if we can just talk about this for a minute. I think that people hear the term short rows and they automatically get anxious, and I don't understand why that is.
I will tell you that the Tiff Nylon, the quilty, had short rows at the top written so beautifully. Really, really simple.
German short rows?
Yeah. Really, really. But like, no, it just said make a double stitch, turn, make
Oh.
it just didn't even say, just turn, be done.
Yeah, I mean,
So simple. And I was helping Martha with that too when she was doing another sweater, the Ilha sweater, and it had also similar, really simple. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you make it a big deal, it's a big deal.
that's what I think. I just think short rows are not a big deal.
Oh, I wanted to see the yard.
A lot of people, they freak out when they're wrap and turns. I don't understand what the issue is.
1,636 to 2,247 yards.
Totally doing it. Listen, you have to your face.
The end result is going to be great. I'm not.
It's
and it's gorgeous.
It's just one of those things that I know that I would just never stop wearing.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
I thought about doing it in black and gray. That's like, yeah. But there was one woman who whose videos I saw on YouTube, and she's on her 5th one.
What if you did it out of like not fingering weights, so it wasn't?
Well, I mean, obviously you can do it in whatever weight you want.
Fino would be gorgeous.
So interesting that you say that, because I don't know. I feel like, so the original yarn that they do it in is, it's a Purl Soho pattern. Of course, it's using Purl Soho yarn. It's their linen quill, which I have never used before, but I feel like it's probably comparable to Moondrake.
Yeah.
It has something else in there though. Moondrake is wool and it's just merino and linen.
Yeah.
And I feel like the linen quill has something else in there. Alpaca. So I just don't know what I think about like using hand-dyed yarn in it. I feel like it's really just supposed to be these two solid colors. I'm sure there are people who would disagree with me. I'm having a really hard time with yarn choice for it. And that's why I thought about doing it in this. I feel like it would be really beautiful in this, but it would be insanely expensive, I think. I don't know. I have to do the numbers because of course I want to make the big one. And these are 50 gram, $17, 50 grams for $17. So, but I don't know. I might figure it out. It might be worth it to me.
12 skeins.
12 skeins of this?
6 of each color.
Oh, that's not, I mean, it's not cheap for sure. But it's not crazy. I think I might do it. Just saying. Anyway, so back to the short row situation. The original pattern calls for wrap and turn short rows. People, I know most people prefer German short rows to wrap and turns, but I think that the wrap and turns are a design element for this shawl. Not that you have to do them. People do it with German short rows, but I'm gonna do it with the wrap and turn. I don't understand what the issue is with wrap and turn. They're not hard.
No.
You just pull the yarn forward,
And then
slip
pull
a
it
stitch, and then pull it back. I don't know. If someone could explain to me why they think wrap and turns are hard.
I don't know, like German short rows are...
I don't mean to sound like a jerk. I really don't. I'm not
No, I
trying
don't
to be
think
like,
you're
I
sounding
don't
like a jerk.
understand.
I don't know. I've only used wrap and turns for a couple projects, and because they were written, I don't know. I feel the same way.
I usually substitute German short rows for wrap and turns just because I like German short rows. But for this, I'm going to do the wrap and turns. Oh man, I just shook that camera.
Sorry, people.
But you know what? I don't think the shaking comes across.
You say that, but I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it doesn't.
All right.
Well, we should probably open the shop.
Yeah. I wish we could stay like this and talk all day.
And knit. So this was fun. And
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks, everybody.
yes, back to a regular schedule. Back to some
Regular
kind of
scheduled podcast.
normalcy. If you watch this podcast and you don't watch the next podcast, please look for us at all the places at Rhinebeck, at Cake Palooza, at Woolen Folk, because we will be there. We wanted to have, we wanted to have something to give to people, and we still might. If we can get our act together today, I think we could probably do it. I think we could do it. So we might have a gift, so please come and say hello to us if you are there.
But if we don't have a gift, don't yell at me.
It's totally my fault. What else is new? Anyway.
Happy knitting, everybody,
Yeah.
and crocheting.
Happy knitting and crocheting or
Happy
whatever
making
craft you
and
do.
have a
And
wonderful-
pick out a blanket because,
Yeah, let us know in the comments below what blankets you're thinking of.
yeah, in fact, so if you need help picking out a blanket,
Give us help.
please call us 401-398-0110, and we are happy to make suggestions and to FaceTime shop if you have that ability. All right, thanks everybody.
Bye.